Hey everybody, welcome to T-Roy Cooks. Welcome to another Thursday Chatting with Troy. I appreciate you coming along for the ride. Got my list of questions here. Now I'm going to tell you up front here, last week was an amazing week for me because I celebrated the 1 year anniversary of these Thursday Chats. So again, thank all of you for helping me get to 1 full year. Man, I look forward to celebrating maybe a 5th anniversary, a 10th anniversary. Good times, man, but seriously, thank all of you. I decided since I was ended up the year about 6 weeks behind on my questions, I wanted to try to answer some of the questions that were recently asked. So, all the questions on this list are from last week's episode. I had enough to probably make an hour-long chat here. I'm not sure how long this is going to wind up being, but there's probably a good 20, 25 questions. So, thanks again. I'm still reserving those that are from the previous, 4 videos or so. 4 chats. I'll hold on to those so that if 1 week comes along where I don't have enough questions, then I can always go back and add some of those that I'm keeping in reserve to the list and make a full episode for all of you. But if you have a question that you've asked and I have not answered it yet, go ahead and ask me again. That's fine, But anyway, as I always mention, if this is your first time here, hope y'all check out the description box down below. Just hit show more. I put all the YouTube channels that I mentioned down there along with their links. I also put my affiliate links down there. I also put my social media links down there. And I also put the list of the questions that are being asked in this episode and where at in the video that those questions are asked, and then I answer them. So, hope that helps all of you. Bunch of good stuff in that description box. But starting off, man, we had a brewery. When I first got here back in the early 1990s, we had a brewery that I used to love, Celis Brewery. Miller bought them out, if I'm not mistaken, back in the mid-90s, I think. Maybe late 90s. Anyway, I think Miller bought them out. And Miller wound up shutting the plant down. But it's based right here in Austin. They opened up recently, folks. They're putting out some of their old recipes again. So the family that owned it back then is still doing the thing. They're still doing the brewing, man. Celis Brewery. This is their pale bock. Tell you a little bit about it here. It says, born in Belgium but brewed in Austin. Innovation comes naturally to those born to brew. That's how Christine Celis has revived her father's pale bock recipe. This eclectic beer has an amber color and a warm, rich flavor that lingers. It's brewed with caramel malts with Saz, Willamette, and Cascade hops. This pale bock is as rich, warm, and unique as Pierre Celis, the man who first made it. And Pierre Celis was he's passed away, but he was born in 1925 and passed in 2011. So I'm glad to see the family got back together. They're doing some brewing again. Let's pop the top on this baby. Let's see what she's looking like, what she smells like. Yeah, I used to love the Celis beer, man. Smells real good. I got this glass here. I'll put a link to this glass. Y'all have asked me about it before. I'll put a link to it down in the description box for Amazon. Let's check this out, folks. There you go. Check that. This is an insulated glass, too. Looks like an upside-down bottle, doesn't it? Pretty cool. Yeah, see? Looks like that. Anyway, got a nice head on it. Pretty color. It is a nice amber color. That's jamming, y'all. That's jamming. Cheers. That's really good. I like helping out the local brews, the brew makers down here in Austin and Texas in general. Got a lot of good ones down here, man. All right, on to the questions. Let's see what we can do here. First question is from Clint Nelson. How you doing, Clint? He says, love the channel. Found many awesome barbecue channels through you. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I don't mind giving plugs out. I usually try to limit it so that if you have less than 100 subscribers, I'm probably not going to mention you because you need to get more subscribers, but I try to mention them, So I'm glad you're checking the links out in the description box. He says, I have a question. What meat is good to practice on with an offset stick burner? Good question. It says, I got my father-in-law's offset about a year ago after he passed away, and I've tried it once. It didn't work out so well. I do well with my vertical gas master built, but never learned a stick burn style. Yeah, those stick burners are, they're a different animal, that's for sure. I would say try to do a shorter cook. You know, like maybe some chicken, or some beef, or pork ribs, or, you know, something that's not going to take a whole long time. Even smoking like a tri-tip or something like that would work. But I wouldn't go all out and do a brisket or a pork butt until you figured out how to run the pit. You know, generally what you want to do is start off with about 2 to 3 logs. Let those logs burn down and get you a nice ash bed, a nice coal bed going in your firebox, and then just add a log about once every 45 minutes to an hour. And you want to try to, when you first put the log on there, it's going to smoke a little bit unless you've warmed it up prior to putting it in the firebox, which you can do just by sitting it on the firebox if you have a place you can sit your wood. That'll warm it up and it'll make it combust quicker. But if it's just wood that you're pulling out of a stack of wood and throwing on your offset, it's probably going to smoke about 10-15 minutes when you first put it on there, because it kind of smolders a little bit before it gets up enough heat to combust and get your fire going. So anyway, hope that helps. Just learn your pit, man. Everyone's different. It's fun though. Once you get the hang of it, it's good times, man. So just cook on it. Fire that baby up and enjoy it. You'll have it figured out in probably about 5 cooks. Next question is from Valley Goat 1983. It says, congratulations, Troy, on your 1-year anniversary. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was all of you that helped me get there, so I appreciate all of you. Quick question. With Thanksgiving approaching, any plans on smoking a turkey? Take care and stay blessed. Yeah, I probably will. I may actually do a couple of turkeys, smoking them on different pits, so y'all stay tuned for that. Karen's not crazy about smoked turkey, but I tell you what, I love smoked turkey and some gumbo. Yeah, that's good eating right there, folks. Or that turkey tetrazzini I made recently, man. That's some good stuff, too. Yeah. But thanks for the question. Appreciate it. Next question is from Yoder PDX. How you doing? So thanks for all the great videos and information, Troy. You're quite welcome. You're an inspiration, brother. Cheers. Ha. Cheers to you. Somebody was on there putting comments on that 1-year anniversary episode last week. Somebody was on there saying, might have been Tango Joe or somebody. Anyway, saying, everybody say cheers to Troy so he'll take more drinks. Y'all trying to get me drunk. Anyway, Jaeger PDX says, my Weber Smoky Mountain seems to be slightly out of round on either the midsection or possibly the bottom. They just don't seem to want to marry up nicely. Is there a way to determine which, and could you give us a demonstration? As always, thanks for all the great info and love the chats, brother. Cheers. Hey, cheers again to you. Give this one some thought. Luckily, mine is not out of round. I noticed that when I did the water and sand test, and I had my brother James's from Aim and Claim of Smokers, I had his Weber Smoky Mountain over here. His was a little bit out of round. And 99% of the time, it's going to be the midsection that's not perfectly circular. And it gets a little dinged up sometimes in shipping. But it's usually the midsection that's out of round. What you may want to do, you may be able to nudge it by hand if you can. But another thing that may work is to get like one of these, like a tie-down strap. Like it's got the ratchet on one end. And you wrap that tie-down strap around the midsection. May not be a bad idea to have 2 tie-down straps, you know, big enough to go around the midsection, but put one at the top and one at the bottom. Just kind of ratchet those tight, and then see if that'll pull it back in round again. But if you can see where it's out of round, which you probably would be able to a little bit if you're looking at it, and you maybe try rolling it. I know it's got the door handle and stuff on it, but you may be able to roll it a little bit too. See if it's out of round. or where it's out around. But fortunately, mine is not out around. Mine fits perfectly. So I'm not going to try to mess it up, you know, just for a demonstration. But if any of you have tried that, if y'all figured out how to fix that kind of problem with the Weber Smoky Mountains, I want y'all to chime in. And this was asked by Yoder, Yager PDX. Yoder PDX. And just put a plus, Yoder PDX, all one word, and comment letting him know that you've had that issue and you've found a way to fix it. I hope that helps. Hope that helps, man. Next question is from Larry, West Virginia. Hey, Troy, cheers to you. There you go. Cheers. Have you ever done your own chipotle? You know, smoke and dehydrate fresh jalapenos? Thanks, Larry. No, Larry, I haven't, man. You know, I could definitely do that because, you know, we do grow jalapenos here because Karen likes to have a nice herb garden and stuff and a pepper garden with cilantro and stuff, too. She likes to make salsas, homemade. So I could definitely do it, but, man, here in Central Texas where I'm at, we have a vast variety of different chipotle-type stuff that we can get our hands on here. So that's one reason I don't really make my own. I guess if I lived in some place that I couldn't grow jalapenos or it was difficult to get chipotle-type stuff, then I'll probably do it myself. But, you know, fortunately, we've got some really good products in our stores here that we can choose from. But good question. Thanks, Larry. Next question is from John Hill. How you doing, John? It says, hi, Troy. Thanks again for a great chat. Nice drink you poured. That was some good whiskey, man. Got to thank Stu again for that whiskey, man. That Jefferson's Reserve. That's some good stuff, man. John says, got a question for you. I have the Yoder Cheyenne, and it's a great smoker. It's kind of on the small side. I want to be able to do more. Do you think the Yoder Kingman is too big of a smoker to put on my patio? And if so, is the loaded Wichita a better choice? I want to be able to smoke some briskets and pork butts at the same time, and maybe some ribs. Yeah, I would say the Kingman it's a little too big, man, honestly. The only reason I'd get a Kingman is if I did partying, you know, had parties all the time and had a lot of friends, like 20, 30 friends over. It'd be perfect for that. My Wichita is almost too big for just me and Karen, which is one reason I don't fire it up a lot, you know. Sometimes I fire it up just for the smell, though. Maybe throw a tri-tip or something on there. But, yeah, I'd say the Wichita would be a better fit. I can fit like 6 briskets on my Wichita. Probably like 8 or 10 pork butts. And that's not even including the top rack, you know. Because I got an upper rack too, but I don't really ever use that. I don't need to. But it'll probably do 1, 2, 3. Probably do like 12 racks of ribs on the bottom grate, on the main grate. If I added the second grate, I can do a lot more. So I'd say the Wichita would be a whole lot better for you, man. Next question is from Smoke Kissed Meats, Travis McCarver. It says, hey Troy, I have an Oklahoma Joe Highland, and in my firebox the grate lets most of the coals fall through, so when I add a new piece of wood it may take a while to ignite. I've thought about making a basket, but I was wondering what you thought about having a fire on the bare metal of the firebox. Would this hurt my pit in any way? Thanks, Travis. It shouldn't hurt. I know a lot of the like Aaron Franklin, for instance, you know, he'll put his fire directly on the bottom. He doesn't have a grill grate in there for his to put his wood on. One of the problems you'll find, I mean, it's not going to hurt your firebox at all, but one of the problems you'll find is that you're not getting proper airflow around the wood. So that's the reason that you have a little grill grate in there, is to lift it up off the bottom a little bit so that air can flow under the wood and help it ignite and keep fire going. But it's not going to hurt anything. You know, go for it, man. If that's one way that you want to try to alleviate the issue. Another thing you can do is to find a welder and get him to cut you some expanded metal and put that. I actually did this on my Weber Smoky Mountain. It's like you got the original grate in the bottom where the charcoal goes. Well, I took and got like a 14-inch grate that would go on like the Smoky Joe or whatever, the little small 14-inch Weber kettle. I got one of those grill grates from like Home Depot or something, and I put that crisscrossed, like at 90 degrees, crisscrossed over my original grate that holds the charcoal. So that way it makes a smaller hole for the charcoal to go through and makes your charcoal last longer. It worked the same way in your firebox. If you get a piece of a grill, you know, or some expanded metal, and cross it, you know, over your original grill grate, that's going to make less space. It's going to have a little square hole instead of the long slits that you would normally have. So give it a shot, man. Hope that helps. Next question is from Bob Loblaw. It says, Troy, love your videos. Congrats on week 52 of the awesome Q&A Thursday sessions, my man. Hey, appreciate that, Bob. I wanted to ask, can someone use broth to cook long pasta like spaghetti? I know that one can cook rice in broth, but does it work the same with semolina wheat pasta in a broth? Just curious if you knew. Thanks. I haven't really tried it, Bob, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. It should. I mean, broth is it's almost like water. It's just flavored. So it should work fine, man. Cheers. I'd have to give that a try and see, but I'm pretty sure it'll work, Bob. Pretty sure, man. Next question is from Carlos Hernandez. T-Roy, congratulations on your 1-year anniversary. Thanks, Carlos. Also, thanks for answering my question and the good information you provided for us of starting up. Hang on. Good information you provided for us starting up a channel. You're quite welcome. It says, I have 2 questions. I have an Oklahoma Joe Longhorn offset stick burner, and I've been burning for 2 or 3 years on it. My question is, I'm looking to upgrade to a Yoder offset and wondering if the transition to the Yoder will be something simple or more difficult, being that the quality of the smoker is superior to what I currently own. It should be easier. The Yoder should be easier to cook on because it is well built. You're not going to run into the same issues that you would with a cheaper grade offset. So it should be easier to cook on. Second question, he says, have you ever started to cook with your offset and chugging along, then add the additional log that wasn't well seasoned and throw your cook out of whack? How do you recover? All the vents are open, giving maximum oxygen to ignite the log, but it just smolders. Any advice? That has happened to me. What I wound up doing was just taking the log out and not using it. You know, just sit it out on the side somewhere where it's not going to start a fire, but sit it somewhere and just don't use it, man. That'd be my advice. Really big temperature fluctuations inside your offset is something you don't want. You know, so if you got a piece of wood that's just smoldering and those temps drop, you know, 100 degrees in your offset, and then you have to recover, that's not good for your meat. It's not good for your cook. It's gonna mess up the cook. You know, your meat will take longer because the pit's got to recover those temps, and the meat, the wide swing of temperatures with the meat, the internal temp of the meat, may make your meat tough. You know, so I try not to let my temps swing more than 50 or 75 degrees max. Anyway, great questions. Thanks, Carlos. Next question is from 110 BBQ. Y'all go check him out. Got a link down below for you. Hit show more. Cheers, T-Roy. Love the Thursday chats. And cheers to you, brother. That's a good beer. Congrats on the 1-year mark of the Thursday chats. I'm going to get a pellet cooker, and I'm looking at all the ones on the market. Which pellet cooker do you have, or which pellet cooker do you recommend? That's a good question. Let's see. I like the Yoder pellet, like the YS 640 or the YS 1500. Those are some great pellet cookers. I like. I haven't seen a Rec Tech in person, but I know quite a few YouTubers out there have the Rec Tech, and they seem to love them. Just saw one recently. My brother up around Dallas. Yep, that's right. I'm talking about Jason. Oh, I mean Justin. I'm just picking Justin. Baby back maniac, man. He just got him a new pellet grill. It's called Mac, M-A-K. So y'all look forward to that. If he doesn't have a video up on it yet, it will be up soon. And he seems to love that too. So there's some good ones out there. I guess it kind of depends on your budget, how big you want it, you know. But as far as reputation goes, from what I've heard, Yoder and Rectech are really good. I don't know that much about the Mac, M-A-K, but Justin loves it so far. Hope that helps. Great question, though. Thank you, man. Next question is from J. Mr. The. Hey, T. Roy, I first want to say thanks for the high-quality videos you put out. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Says, I've been wanting to try barbecuing my own ribs and have found your videos to be very informative. Again, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad to help any way I can, man. Could you make a video of barbecuing don'ts for beginners? I was just sitting here thinking. Don'ts, huh? Things you shouldn't do. Man, if I go back and look at some of my original barbecue videos, there's some don'ts in there. Usually if something comes up and I'm in the middle of a cook doing a video and I notice something that I'm doing that doesn't work, I'll let you know about it. Or if I do something a certain way, I may mention why I'm doing it that certain way because I've had it happen, you know, in the past where it didn't work out, so I've changed the way I do things. So usually if it comes up, you know, I'll mention it to all of you so that you don't make the same mistakes. As far as one video where it's just like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, I don't know. I have to give that some thought, man. That's a great suggestion, but I have to give it some thought. Not sure if I want to do that. He says, I've been reading a lot about dirty smoke and it producing some very bad chemicals. Keep up the great work. Oh, okay, that's what it is. Could you make a video about barbecue don'ts for beginners? And then he says, I've been reading a lot about dirty smoke and it producing some bad chemicals. I know dirty smoke will make your meat taste bitter. You'll get that creosote on the inside of your pit, you know. So it'll give you some off flavors, and perhaps that's what you're talking about with the nasty chemicals. You know, it's like creosote. You know, you don't want to eat that. So anyway, hope that helps. Appreciate the question. Next question is from William Logan. How you doing, William? He says, another great Thursday chat, T. Roy, and happy 1-year anniversary, mate. Hey, cheers to you. Appreciate that, William. Again, I couldn't do this without all of you, so thank you. William says, I've been watching your channel, binge watching at times, for a few months. Love the Thursday Q&As. Living up here in extreme northeastern Vermont, our offset smoking season is coming to an end soon, and I do park my Oklahoma Joe's Highland offset in the shed for the winters. I do have a question after all of my banter. Hit me, hit me. It says, I can utilize a small outdoor stair landing for my 22.5-inch Weber Kettle. He says, yes, I do own the Slow Sear. Well, that Slow Sear is great, man. I love that Slow Sear. So he's got a Weber Kettle, 22-inch, and he says, but I was pondering purchasing a Weber Smoky Mountain 18.5-inch to smoke with instead during the heavy snows. Any thoughts? Cheers, T. Roy, and say hey to Karen. Hey, will do. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. And cheers to you, William. I'll be honest with you, man. If you got the Slow Sear with a 22.5-inch kettle, the flavor is pretty doggone close to what you would get off the Weber Smoky Mountain. And granted, you can fit more on the Weber Smoky Mountain because it's got 2 levels. And it'll do fine in the wintertime. But you may find if it gets really cold, you may need to put you like a hot water heater blanket around it to help it keep temps. But you know, cold weather's not really going to hurt the Weber Smoky Mountain. The one thing that I don't like about the 18.5-inch is you can't lay a full rack of ribs across because it's not long, it's not big enough. That's one I like the 22.5-inch Weber Smoky Mountain. Also, if you've got a full packer brisket, you're probably going to wind up cutting it in half because it won't fit. It won't lay across the 18.5 inches. It's too long. But other than those drawbacks, both sizes of Weber Smoky Mountain work great. The 18.5 inch doesn't fit as much charcoal or water inside, so you may have to add water more often. But seriously, it's not that big of a deal. And if you just wanted to get a different cooker to maybe cook some extra stuff that may not fit on the Weber kettle, then yeah, go with the Weber Smoky Mountain because you've got 2 great levels in there, and you can fit a good bit of food in there. Anyway, hope that helps, man. Appreciate the support. Next question is from Alltech RR. I guess I'm saying that right. It says, hey T-Roy, cheers, brother. Cheers. Good thing this isn't a strong beer. Long-time watcher, first-time commenter. Well, I'm glad you finally decided to comment. I appreciate it, and thanks for the question. Let's see what you got for me. It says, I always look forward to these Thursday chats and really enjoy your videos. Thank you. Appreciate the support, man. It says, I know you usually cook your brisket to tenderness and not to temp. Right, tenderness, because each brisket's different. But if you had to pick a magic temp, what would it be? I'm just trying to get more consistent results on my brisket cooks. Yeah, you're right. I usually don't go by internal temp. I usually cook until I stick a probe in the meat and the meat goes through like room temperature butter. You know, the probe will enter the meat. It's tender. If I had to pick a number, I'd say 200 to 205 Fahrenheit. But I say that because that's generally where I pull it. You know, somewhere in that temperature range. But as I mentioned before, I've had a brisket go to 220, 225 Fahrenheit internal before it was done. That bird just flew through here. Anyway, love nature. Yeah, I'd 200 to 205 internal temp. I think Russ mentioned last week sometimes it goes up to 210 Fahrenheit, so kind of depends on how tender you want it. But generally, I pull it off before it gets to 205 usually, or right around 205. About 202. How about that? Hope that helps, man. Next question is from The Real Show Barbecue. Another YouTuber. Y'all go check him out. The Real Show Barbecue says, congratulations, brother. Great channel. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. Also, have you cooked a whole beef tenderloin? Yes, I have. I cooked it in the oven, though. I did Lobel sent me one of their beef tenderloins. Man, it was good, too. But I made a Chateaubriand. Excellent, excellent. I'll put that video up here for you. But if y'all ever want to search my channel, not search YouTube, but, you know, click on my name on one of my videos. Just click T-Roy Cooks. It'll take you to my home page of my channel. Once you're there, if you look below that banner that's across the top that says T-Roy Cooks, the little Jetsons theme and everything up there, if you look below that, you'll see like videos, playlists, comments or something, discussion, and then on the right side, kind of about 2/3 of the way from, or about 1/3 of the way from the right edge of the screen, but below that banner across the top of my home page, you'll see a little magnifying glass. If you click that magnifying glass, it'll open up a little line where you can type in like beef tenderloin, and you'll just hit enter on your keyboard and it'll search that term on my channel, not all of YouTube, but on my channel. And if I've got a video doing beef tenderloin, it'll show up there. It'll come up with the results. That's how I found this one. But yeah, Chateaubriand, good stuff, man. Appreciate the question, man. Y'all go check him out. Links down below and just hit show more. Next question is from Max Barbecue Team. Another YouTuber. Go check him out, man. What you got for me, Mac? He says, happy anniversary, Troy. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that, man. Have you ever just wanted to say, forget YouTube, I'm done? I'm sure everybody hopes not. No, I have never gotten to that point. Never have. YouTube changes like every 4 to 6 months, man. They just recently changed the way things look. sometimes I'll go to post a comment and it'll post it twice, and I've got to delete one of them because I don't want, there's no sense in having two of the same comment there. Anyway, it's got a new look and feel just recently. But no, I've never gotten to that point, man. Next question is from Oscar Garcia. How you doing, Oscar? T-Roy, thanks for all the great vids, man. Question. When we do brisket on our trailer cooker, the fire burns so clean that we can't even taste the smoke. The stack is all the way open and the damper is slightly open with a constant flame. The brisket will cook unwrapped in post oak and pecan for about 6 to 7 hours at 250 to 275 before we wrap. Do I need dirty smoke or thanks? Whatever. Oscar. Yeah, Oscar, I'd say you got too much airflow going through. Maybe shut down that stack vent just a little bit so it'll hold some of that smoke in so it's not going out so fast. Because you want that meat to be able to linger in the smoke for a little while so it will get some smoke flavor. So if you've got that clean of a burn on your offset, just close down your stack vent just a little bit. The exhaust vent, just close it down maybe halfway. See if that helps. It shouldn't hurt your fire, but it'll help hold that smoke in the cooking chamber so that meat's sitting in the smoke longer and you'll get that better smoke. And you probably will also get a better bark because smoke helps with the bark. Anyway, that was a great question. Appreciate that, Oscar. Next question is from The Holler BBQ. How you doing, man? Great to hear from you again. Y'all go check him out. Link down below. The Holler Barbecue. Congrats on doing this whole year, brother. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. My next question for your chats. You ever thought about doing a meetup for your fans? Pick a park and do a barbecue. Have a good weekend, my man. Hey, appreciate that. Yeah, I've thought about doing that, but I wouldn't want to haul my pits to a park or something like that. I think I would rather just have a small group of people here, and I'm seriously considering that if I can talk Karen into it, But I definitely like to do that, man. I like to cook and just chill out and hang out with friends and have a good time, man. Really good time. So yeah, I'm definitely thinking about doing stuff like that. Next question is from Meathead, another YouTuber. Y'all go check him out. Y'all got a lot of YouTubers hanging out with me today, man. I appreciate y'all's questions. He says, Troy, that was really good and informative. Keep them coming, brother. Thanks. Appreciate it. Have you ever made homemade gyros, Tzatiki sauce, and pita bread? No, I haven't, man. Karen and I don't really eat a lot of Greek stuff. Every once in a blue moon, maybe we'll, get a gyro or something like that. Gyro, euro, however you want to say it. But, no, I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of it. Karen doesn't like lamb. That's one reason. But I do. So, sometimes I'll go grab lunch and I'll get a gyro. Never made it homemade though. And pita bread's actually pretty good. You make some little pizza pockets with pita bread. That's good stuff. But I never made a homemade pita bread either. And Tzatiki sauce or something like that, however you say it. I'm not a huge fan of sour cream, so it's not my favorite sauce. I mean, y'all just learning all kind of stuff about me, aren't you? I appreciate the question, Meathead. Next question is from Alan Daly. He says, "What's up with the sound today, Troy?" Yeah, and you're talking about the Thursday chat last week with Russ. Hey, cheers. And I think I wrote back to your comment saying I would answer it on this Thursday chat. As many of you don't know, when I do these Thursday chats and I have guests, I send a list of the questions to my co-host. I let them pick and choose which questions out of the list they want to answer. They make a video using their mics, their cameras, all that good stuff. Then they send me the video that they shot, and I shoot a video using my mics, my cameras, and all that stuff. So when I edit all of the footage together from both my co-host and myself, when I edit all that together, it takes me usually about a week to edit those videos because you've got different cameras, you've got different colors. You know, like Russ's camera looked like it had a lot more red than my camera. His sound was with one mic. He was wearing a lapel mic. I've got two mics. You know, there's a lot of differences, and to try to get the exposures for both videos from both parties the same, and to get the sound to kind of sound the same, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. That's why it takes me like a week to edit those videos. And for some reason, when I was editing using Russ's footage, it's like his microphone was, the gain was set too high, and it was almost like crackling sometimes. So I had to bring his volume down, and I usually shoot mine at a lower volume, so I had to bring mine up. And then I'm trying to match the levels of the output for both his mics and my mics for the audio for both videos, you know, for his audio and my own audio on my videos. Anyway, it takes a lot of work to get those going right, and to try to make it look seamless. And that's one reason why the sound was a little bit lower than usual, is because if I would have just left it the way it was with the footage that Russ sent, it didn't sound right to my ears. So I needed to adjust it just a little bit. You know, plus I do some tweaking of the sound. You know, I use some multi-band compressors and stuff, and dynamic, you know, equalizers and all that. I put a bunch of different stuff in the audio section to tweak it, make it sound a little bit better, and also do that with the video too, the different quality. You know, again, one of the worst cases that I have had was when I had Greg from Ballistic Barbecue on, because his background behind him was like sky almost. It was like he was up on a hill looking down, and it was just like really bright behind him. Whereas mine, it's not that bright behind me. So trying to get the color corrections on all the videos and stuff right, it really takes a lot, man. It takes a lot of effort to get those looking right. So anyway, I hope that helps answer your question. It was a great question. That's why I said I wanted to answer this on this Thursday chat, Alan. There's a lot that goes into it when you're working with two different types of cameras, different microphones, different audio, video, and background, and color corrections, and lighting, and man, a lot to it. But great question. Folks, that's all I got for you on this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Cheers to you. Hope you go show some love to all those YouTubers that I mentioned earlier. Y'all just hit show more down beneath the video and go check them out, man. They're all great. And by the way, like I mentioned last week, you know, if I do mention a channel, I'm usually subscribed to them. But again, I can't watch every one of your videos, you know, but I do try. So y'all keep up the great work out there yourselves. And man, I can't do this without all of you. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all of your support. If y'all like this kind of stuff, let's try to make it to 5 years. Let's go a 5-year anniversary, huh? With your help, we can do it. But this is a community. If I've mentioned anything in any of my answers that was incorrect, or maybe you have something to add to my answer, just add it down in the comment section down below. If you've got a question, ask it in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure and add it to my list for a future chat. And like I mentioned, I just wanted to answer these questions from last week's episode, so I skipped over about 6 weeks worth of questions to try to get caught up, and I'm going to keep those in reserve so I can go back and look at those if I need to and add them to a future chat if I'm short on questions one week, which probably unlikely because y'all keep asking questions, man. Y'all doing good. But yeah, if y'all like this kind of stuff, y'all give me some thumbs up. If you're not subbed yet, please subscribe. I appreciate it. I've also got Tuesday cooking videos. So every Tuesday cooking, every Thursday, these Thursday chats. Anything else? What was that? I didn't hear you. Oh, yeah. Hope you share the video. And when you do, please tell all your friends, T-Roy cooks responsibly. Cheers, everybody. Appreciate y'all joining us. See y'all next week. Hey, Sandra.